Dear children, this is time to listen to Mama's stories just for you. Hope you will enjoy the story and feel happy.
Once upon a time, there was a boy whose name was Jack, and he lived with his mother. They were very poor, and the old lady made her living by spinning. But Jack was so lazy that he did nothing except lie in the sun in the summer and sit by the fire in the winter. So everyone called him Lazy Jack. At last, one Monday, Jack's mother told him she would turn him out of the house if he did not begin to work for his porridge. So the next day, Jack went out and hired himself to a farmer for a penny. But as he was coming home, never having had any money before, he dropped the penny in a stream.
"Oh, you silly boy,"
said his mother.
"you should have put the money in your pocket."
"I'll know better next time," said Jack. On Wednesday, Jack went out again and hired himself to a cow keeper, who gave him 2 jars of milk for his day's work. Jack put the jars into his jacket pockets, and by the time he had walked home, all the milk had spilled.
"Dear me," said his mother, "you should have carried the milk on your head."
"I'll know better next time," said Jack. On Thursday, Jack hired himself again to a farmer, who gave him a cream cheese for his services. In the evening, Jack walked home with the cheese on his head. By the time he got there, some of the cheese had fallen off, some had run down his cheeks, and some had got stuck in his hair.
"Oh no, Jack," said his mother, "you should have carried it carefully in your hands."
"I'll know better next time," said Jack. On Friday, Jack hired himself to a baker, who gave him nothing for his work but a large tomcat. Jack took the cat and began carrying it carefully in his hands, but in a short time the cat scratched him so much that he had to let it go. When he got home, his mother said,
"Oh, for goodness sake, Jack, you should have led it home on a string."
"I'll know better next time," said Jack. On Saturday, Jack hired himself to a butcher, who gave him a leg of mutton for his work. Jack tied the mutton to a string and dragged it after him in the dirt. By the time Jack got home, the mutton was all muddy and spoiled. His mother was quite out of patience with him, for the next day was Sunday and all she had for dinner was cabbage.
"You ninny hammer,"
she said,
"you should have carried it on your shoulder."
"I'll know better next time," said Jack. The next Monday, Jack hired himself to a cattle keeper, who gave him a donkey for his trouble. Jack found it hard to lift the donkey on his shoulder, but at last he did so and began to walk slowly home. Now it happened that on the way he passed the house of a rich man, whose only daughter was very beautiful, but deaf and dumb. Doctors had said she would never be able to speak until she learned how to laugh. As though it was coincidence, the rich man's daughter was looking out of the window when Jack passed by carrying the donkey. The sight was so strange, she burst into a great fit of laughter and at once recovered her speech and hearing. The rich man was overjoyed, and so was his daughter, and in next to no time, she and Lazy Jack were married. They lived together in a large house and had all they ever needed, and Jack's mother lived with them in great happiness until she died.
So, children, do not lose hope in any situation. Your reward may come in any form. It may seem foolish to others, like how Jack was, but when you receive it, like the rich man's daughter, you will get what you are hoping for. Once you get your reward, you then can be a hope for other people who are in need. Just like when the rich man married his daughter to Jack, the poor old mother got her blessing. Here, foolishness turned into a blessing. Hope you'll enjoy the story, children.